Enter the world of banking in America, and there's a man who sits comfortably at the top. His name is Jamie Dimon. Chances are you've heard this name before. After all, countless lists of the most influential figures in the world include him. Not only is he one of the most powerful men in the United States and globally, but he's also incredibly wealthy. And when I say wealthy, I mean stinking rich. But here's the thing, this wasn't always the case. Dimon wasn't always the richest or the most powerful. That's why I'm here to tell you the untold story of Jamie Dimon, the most powerful banker in the world. The story begins in Jackson Heights, New York City, where Dimon was born into a family rooted in the financial world. His father and grandfather had both built successful careers as stockbrokers at Shearson, one of the most influential and well-respected financial firms on Wall Street. So for young Jamie, the language of balance sheets and financial markets wasn't just a subject, it was a way of life. Jamie attended the prestigious Browning School and later pursued psychology and economics at Tufts University. He graduated from Tufts with top honors, and it was during this time that he began to show signs of being no ordinary man in finance. Writing a paper on Shearson's mergers, Jamie's mother, seeing her son's brilliance, shared it with industry titan Sandy Weill. Weill was impressed and immediately offered Jamie a summer job at Shearson. This was one of the first signs of great things to come. Dimon was accepted to Harvard Business School, where he graduated as a Baker Scholar, an honor bestowed on the top 5% of students. Job offers came pouring in from the most prestigious firms on Wall Street. But once again, Sandy Weill entered the picture, offering Dimon a deal he couldn't refuse. It wasn't about money. It was a career full of excitement and challenges. Joining Weill at American Express, Dimon quickly became more than an employee. He was a trusted ally. The relationship evolved into something akin to father and son, with Dimon taking on roles far beyond what most MBA graduates could dream of. While his peers climbed the corporate ladder step by step, Dimon was thrust directly into the heart of operations, serving as Weill's right-hand man. In 1985, Sandy Weill left American Express. Apparently, there was a particular deal Weill wanted the company to make with Warren Buffett, but the board rejected it, much to Weill's dismay. Dimon, ever loyal, followed his mentor. The duo set their sights on Commercial Credit, a struggling consumer finance company based in Baltimore. Why? Because they saw its untapped potential. Still, they needed funding. They pitched their idea to Warren Buffett, but it was rejected. Refusing to give up, they devised another bold strategy, a public offering. The IPO raised $850 million. Dimon was rewarded for his loyalty, becoming CEO of Commercial Credit with a lucrative stock package to match. Then came October 19, 1987, the infamous Black Monday, when the stock market collapsed by 50%. While the world panicked, Weill and Dimon saw opportunity. They began acquiring struggling companies at bargain prices, turning Commercial Credit into a powerhouse. By the late 90s, their combined efforts had created Citigroup, America's largest financial conglomerate, with Weill as CEO and Dimon as president. However, in the rosy world of the Weill-Dimon duo, things were about to take a turn for the worse. Like any ambitious young man, Dimon had dreams so big they could baffle the ordinary mind. But with such dreams, ruffling a few feathers is inevitable. In Dimon's case, it was the man who had helped him achieve the biggest milestone of his financial career thus far, Sandy Weill. There were several speculative reasons for their fallout. Some say Dimon became too ambitious, becoming a threat to Weill's position. Others claim the rift began when Dimon denied Weill's daughter Jessica a promotion, refusing to give her any preferential treatment. Whatever the reason, Weill fired Dimon in 1998, bringing their 15-year successful partnership to an end. With his mentor-turned-adversary now in the rearview mirror, Dimon stood at a crossroads. Now a financial lone wolf, he had to re-strategize. Where would he go next? After a year of weighing his options, which included Amazon and Home Depot, Dimon ends up at Bank One, a failing financial conglomerate drowning in mismanagement. In just a year, Dimon executes a ruthless turnaround. He sells underperforming businesses, slashed executive perks, and fires over 10,000 employees. Bank One's stock begins to recover, and by 2001, post $2.6 billion in profits. In under 3 years, Bank One's stock achieves a 59% return, 3 times that of the market. Dimon had single-handedly transformed a failing company in what would be his first solo act as a finance wizard. He established a reputation as a cutthroat turnaround expert, willing to do anything to make a company survive. This kind of decisive ruthlessness caught the attention of a Wall Street titan, JPMorgan Chase. JPMorgan Chase, a prestigious institution with roots dating back to 1871, had become a modern financial giant through a merger of 2 predecessor firms in 2000. By 2003, however, the bank found itself in a state of stagnation, a sleeping giant with untapped potential. Looking to bounce back, the bank decides to make a few moves. They merge with Dimon's Bank One and appoint Dimon as president and CEO. This move wasn't just about reinvention, it was a game changer. It marked the beginning of a new era, setting JPMorgan Chase on a trajectory that would redefine global banking and cement Dimon's place among the most influential figures in finance. Dimon would apply strategies similar to those he used when he took over Bank One, cutting costs and reforming the incentive structure. He also replaces Morgan's executives with Bank One's, whom he had worked with. In no time, under Dimon's leadership, JPMorgan Chase surged to the top, becoming the #1 U.S. bank in assets, market value, and stock price. However, another moment was around the corner that was about to take Dimon from stardom to superstardom. In 2008, a financial crisis surged, and the American economy found itself in a huge recession. Banks were on the brink of major collapse, and even the government were scrambling for solutions. No one stepped up other than JP Morgan and Jamie Dimon. The bank bought Bear Stearns, one of the largest investment banks in the US, and acquired most of the banking operations of Washington Mutual, the largest savings and loan institution in the US at the time, taking a huge burden off the government's neck. By the end of 2008, compared to other banks, JPMorgan Chase stood tall. Its commercial banking division increased income by 27% in a year when the rest of the country was gripped by recession. It was a defining moment for the bank, one that laid the foundation for its upward trajectory over the next decade and beyond. Dimon didn't rest on his laurels. In the years that followed, JPMorgan Chase expanded its reach, strengthening its investment banking, wealth management, and consumer operations. By 2011, the bank had weathered the aftermath of the financial crisis to emerge as the largest bank in the United States by assets, a title it's consistently held ever since. Under Dimon's leadership, JPMorgan Chase became a model of innovation, embracing advancements in financial technology and data analytics to improve customer experiences and streamline operations. The bank launched Chase Sapphire, one of the most successful credit card products of the decade, and expanded its mobile banking services, positioning itself as a leader in digital finance. In 2012, Morgan Chase faced a massive trading scandal, the London whale debacle, which cost the bank billions. Yet, even this setback couldn't derail Dimon's momentum. By 2013, the bank had bounced back stronger than ever, reinforcing its resilience and earning Dimon a reputation as one of the most unshakable figures in finance. By the mid-2010s, Morgan Chase had established a significant presence in Europe, Asia, and Latin America, securing its position as a global powerhouse. Fast forward to 2018, the bank's $32 billion in profits made it the second most profitable US-based company, behind only Apple. JPMorgan Chase wasn't just about size, it was about quality. Its investment bank had topped the global overall fee league tables each year for a decade, dominating markets worldwide. Today, with 300,000 employees under Dimon's leadership, the bank boasts a workforce larger than the population of Pittsburgh. Its $239 billion in revenue on the 2024 Fortune 500 dwarfs the GDP of many nations. At 68, Jamie Dimon has never run for office, or even entertained the idea. Yet the constant speculation about whether the JPMorgan Chase CEO has presidential ambitions speaks volumes about his immense power. In May to June of 2023, he was urged by insiders to throw his hat into the ring for the 2024 election after he hinted at a future in public office. However, Dimon shut down these rumors, making it clear he had no intentions of running. Instead, he's content leading Morgan Chase, where he plans to stay for at least another 3.5 years. But when it comes to his relationship with the current US president, things aren't exactly smooth sailing. Back in 2021, former President Trump blasted Dimon, calling him not a patriot due to JPMorgan Chase's business dealings in China. And as for the latest US elections, Dimon was reportedly backing Trump's running mate, Kamala Harris. Dimon had his personal problems. In 2014, he faced a serious battle with throat cancer, undergoing 8 intense weeks of radiation and chemotherapy. Just a few years later, in March 2020, at 63, he was hit with another health scare, an emergency heart surgery to repair a tear in his aorta, the body's largest and most critical artery. Despite the severity of the surgery, Dimon made a remarkable recovery. By April 2020, Dimon was back in action, remotely running Morgan Chase as COVID took hold. Jamie Dimon is the kind of businessman who never settles for less than perfection. He's never without his trusty sheet of paper, where he jots down everything from urgent tasks to things to follow up on and important reminders, crossing them off one by one with precision. His relentless drive and unyielding expectations push everyone around him to constantly exceed their limits. As his former assistant, Teresa Sweeney, recalled, Dimon's demands were unrelenting. He'd give me 10 things to do, and by the time I finished 9, he'd be calling for the 10th. He didn't stop. He kept pushing until it was done, and there were no excuses. If you weren't working, you better have a damn good reason, like being at a funeral. His hunger for results doesn't just motivate, it demands progress, over and over again, with no room for anything less than the best. Jamie Dimon is the banker of his generation. With his success also comes immense wealth. Dimon is one of the few bank CEOs to become a billionaire and currently worth an estimated $2.6 billion. The long-serving chief executive of JPMorgan Chase is often the loudest and most outspoken voice in finance. Not just finance, beyond the banking world, Dimon's powerful voice rings out regularly with predictions and insights on the economy, global politics, the national debt, and America's values. And when he talks, people listen.